Welcome back to the Muddy Water Podcast.
Let's get into it already.
No, these were good beans.
This lemon fog is outrageous.
That's not what I'm
It
saying.
was the worst coffee.
It was the
I
worst
ever
coffee.
experienced.
It was literally a sludge.
Yeah, it was so gross. Anyway, yeah. Can I get a pompadour?
Look at a pompadour.
You'll see this.
How do you spell it, though?
Yeah, how do you...
Palm.
I said, how do you spell it?
I'm Batman.
Yes.
I love Taylor Swift.
Not
alright?
Frank.
Who the hell came up with that?
I totally forgot I did that.
That's it for this.
All right, that's it.
Seven, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Woo!
Somebody kiss me.
I'll kiss
Yeah.
Wait, guys, did you already do the countdown?
Oh, sorry, buddy. You came a little
What?
You
late.
missed it. You were late.
You were late.
You know,
again.
you guys do everything without me.
You were late.
Sorry
But
for the
anyways, welcome back, guys. This is Jared speaking. We also got Kevin, Levi, and Austin back in the group.
Yep.
And Happy New Year. 2020 is right
Happy
here.
New Year.
You're probably
2020.
by the time you listen to this podcast, it's 2020, and we wanted to recap our 2019 year. It was a great year, I thought.
It
For
really
me.
was.
I think so.
I liked it.
What do you think, Kevin?
It was okay.
Yeah, a lot of things happened, you know, and a lot of world events, a lot of personal stuff happened with all of us.
But
and
I believe we want to talk about this TV show to kick it off called Servant.
Servant.
absolutely,
We just watched episode 7 last night.
Amazing.
And so, actually, I don't know if Levi, you want to tell us. Last night we were supposed to record this episode, and
We
we
were.
walked in.
You
We
wanna tell
walked
us
in
why?
and the fire alarm was going off throughout the whole building, and it would not stop. It was like 11:40 at night, and it was just going off. So I called everybody that worked here. No one answered. So then we ended up calling 911, and they're like, "Oh, it's just a fluke. It'll end soon," but it just kept going. So
Yeah, it was like a malfunction. The lady told us on the phone. She's
Yeah.
like, "So if you're good with it, maybe you guys could find a new place to record your podcast." And we're like, "Well, that's
she
not
s-
going to work."
She said, I feel okay. Do you feel okay?
I'm okay with it. Are you okay with it? And I was like, I guess I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I feel like she just didn't want to have it.
Yeah,
at
she
all.
Yeah.
didn't want to deal,
She didn't
deal
care.
with
This is
us.
like, I don't know what to do. Honestly,
This is
your fire
for
alarm's
people
going
that are
off.
in trouble.
Yeah. This is for emergencies only.
It was an emergency. Okay, we were trying to record.
I agree. I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't think she
I
agreed.
do wonder if he kept anyone up though around the in the neighborhood here with everyone.
I don't think
around.
so.
No,
'cause as
because
soon
we
as you went
couldn't even
outside, I
notice
couldn't hear
until
it.
we were
Yeah, we
like, right in
didn't
front of the
notice
door.
until we went in the door.
Yeah. Well, we got out of the car and I was like, "Do you guys hear that?"
Yeah.
And then we get inside, and that's when it was like.
And it was in the entire church building because we recorded
yeah,
a
the whole
church.
building. Then we found out that it was like a roof leak, and that's what was causing the alarms to go off. Was this crazy roof leak?
Yeah.
Bizarre.
So anyway, so Servant episode 7.
Great episode.
Yeah, if you guys
Absolutely.
haven't watched
Super
Servant, or if you don't have Apple TV Plus and you want to start watching,
It is only $4.99,
it's only $4.99. I think you'll get a first month free
Do it.
anyway.
Do it.
or you can get a new iPhone or iPad, and you get it for free.
So you could do it right now, binge all the first 7 episodes, and then watch the next ones that come out in the season. Because I looked up, I
Every
think there's only
Friday.
going to be 10 this season, so you're going to get 3 left. So,
And they
And
come out
actually,
every Friday.
I saw that potentially there's going to be 60 episodes in the entire show. So it could go 6 seasons. Should be cool.
Sick.
But yeah, we just watched last night. I found out about the episode because I got Apple TV for a year for free.
Which,
because
by
of
the
my
way,
phone.
you were like, "Hey guys, I got Apple TV for a year. I found this sick series that
I
we
watched
could
the
watch.
first 2 episodes and I was just like,
You got
everybody would
watch it.
love this show.
You got to come over." And I was like, and
I'm
I remember
watching
you
it
telling me
tonight.
about it, and you were just like, "I can't tell you because
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah,
You'll,
but even
you'll,
then he
you'll,
was like-
you'll get the whole message of the
Yeah,
series." I was
Austin
like,
told
okay.
me, he's like, the show's called Servant, but do not watch the trailer. Just come up here and watch
Don't
the
watch
show.
the trailer.
Yeah, I told
yeah.
everyone to
He-
do that.
Yeah,
Do not watch the trailer.
He definitely told me,
Just
like,
come
don't.
here.
Do you know anything about Servant? I was
Because-
like, no. He's like, don't.
Yeah,
don't
because
know.
I didn't watch any trailer going into it. I just was like, oh, looking around on Apple TV, and I
Mhm.
watched like a little bit of Truth Be Told, which was it was a decent show. I still got to keep up with it. And then I was just like, I just saw Servant, and I was just like, I'd probably just read the little description on Apple TV, and I was just like, okay, well, I'll just check this out. And I watched the first 2 episodes, and then I saw that in the trailer that they actually revealed. So this is just a major like spoiler warning. If you intend
Spoiler
to watch the
alert.
show, you could just skip like the first 10 minutes of this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I found out that the baby, at the end of episode 1, all of a sudden there was a live baby in the crib, and I was just like, okay, like what is going on in the show? And I just thought it was the weirdest show like I've ever watched.
It is the
It's
weirdest show we've
super
ever
weird.
watched. I mean, like, just when the dad Sean went over to the baby crib
Love
and
Sean.
just pulled out, like, just was banging his baby
Oh,
all
yeah,
across
so
the
yeah, he
crib.
grabs it-
were-
he
The
grabs it by
first
the
That's when he
thing
grabs
we
it by
see-
the legs, and
yeah.
you get this like super dark shot of just him holding it by the leg. And I remember the first time I watched it, I was just like, dude, what the heck? And then he just slams the baby's head on the side of the crib, and then a huge bang, and then you're like, I was like, dude, this show is whacked out. Like, I don't know if I can even keep watching this. And then a few minutes later, you find out that it's a doll, it's a fake baby,
Mm-hmm.
and they go into, why, like that the doll was because the baby died like 8 weeks old, and that Sean, the main character's wife, Dorothy, had a lot of problems dealing with it. And so I just thought the concept of the show was amazing.
I think so too.
They hire a mistress, and she comes in and is supposed to be like taking care of the baby and helping with that. So what are you guys' opinions like this far in? Theories,
yeah,
anything.
Dude, this TV show throws you all over the place. You just don't know
one
what's
episode
going
you
to
have a
happen.
theory. Next episode,
Like,
it's like, wow.
I still hold to my beginning theory that the mistress or the maid, whatever, is a witch. I believe she's a witch.
Yeah,
And
I think she's a witch.
but she prays though.
she
prays
reads
all
the Holy
time.
Bible and she prays, but I
well,
think
she
it's some
prays
type
and then
of
like writes their
sorcery.
name in the Bible, and something bad happens to that person. after
Yeah,
writes
so
their name in
she
the Bible.
like had maybe assumed, or maybe she had reason to believe that Dorothy was like committing incest,
Uh-huh.
and so she writes Dorothy's name.
no, not incest.
Adult-
Not incest,
just
an affair,
adultery.
having an affair, right.
Yeah.
So she was like, she writes Dorothy's name in this part of the Bible talking about sexual immorality or whatever.
Yep.
And then the next day, like, Dorothy wakes up with a huge zit on her face, and she's a newscaster, so she's freaking out about it.
Yeah, it's really
Such a weird show.
It's
I-
a
my-
really weird
But
show, but
it's so
awesome.
good. Yeah, like it keeps your attention the entire
And
time.
I like weird shows.
Yeah,
oh
me
yeah,
too.
me too.
Like,
and the episodes are only 30 minutes long, so it's not like
super
it's
easy
I know.
to watch.
Yeah,
crazy long. Weird
I really like that. It's
Do you
only
guys
30
think-
minutes.
It's breezy.
Do you guys think the mistress like made the baby? Like,
I think she made the
There's
baby
some
come to
type
life.
of-
Yeah.
I
something?
You
People
think
do
she
that.
made a plastic doll come to life?
no.
I think
I
so.
think she got rid of the plastic doll and she somehow came up with this baby. I don't know if she brought it or she literally
I'm on
did some
to
witch stuff.
it
but-
could be her own kid.
Yes.
And I'm on to
True.
that because it says that she's from Wisconsin. I believe that she's lived in Philadelphia, where the show takes place, like her whole life.
Ooh.
Or not her whole life, but like since a young age. And so I was thinking maybe she came in and was just like, oh, this is a plastic doll. Like, this could be a home. She had probably maybe had reason to believe that, and then brought her kid in
Yeah.
because she was alone and she wanted a home for it.
but don't
I actually
forget,
like that a lot.
Well, see, I think she made the dog come to life because she made a cricket come to life
Yes.
and a dog come back to
That's
life.
what
but
I
they're
was gonna
both
say.
living things.
Those were living things.
They
that
were living
died.
things at one point.
We're talking about a plastic
doll.
baby.
Yeah, it's a plastic
So
doll.
you're
Glad to
you're
see.
saying that you think she animated a plastic baby, like the baby is still technically like
Plastic?
like it's not. It was never a
That's-
living creature.
That's
Yeah, I think the
that's
plastic
far fetched.
baby is a real. She
Oh.
made the plastic baby into a real baby.
What's funny is the show does definitely make you think that the baby came to life in the first episode,
Yes.
and then the second episode, Sean, the main character.
Well, I do not think she brought it into a suitcase, like what they think.
They think
No, I know
that.
that.
I don't think that.
I don't think that.
I think that she switched it out on one of her walks, and she just had her baby somewhere else in Philadelphia. That's kind of where I'm at.
I really like that theory because I think she's just trying to find a home for her own
Kid.
because it does mention like she didn't have the best home life with like her uncle and stuff.
Right.
By the way, if you're still listening to this podcast and skip this far ahead, skip another 5 minutes. If you're
We're still talking
don't
about
want any
Servant.
Spoilers on Servant.
Yeah, so what
Spoiler
this
alert.
new episode did for me was it brought everything back to the first episode. And I love that it introduced these characters. Like, last episode, we got to meet Leanne's uncle, and he was just a wacko. Like, he was, like, squeezing all the juice out of the chicken. And
He
like,
took the baby out of the crib and slept in the crib.
He slept in the
Slept
crib and
in
put
the
the baby
crib.
on the floor. And it just shows that, like, Leanne and this guy, like, just come from, like, I think it's just some weird pagan background.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely.
and so then now this episode, in episode 7, like, the lady comes in, the hairdresser, or what was she doing? She's not a
She was like
hairdresser.
not a hairdresser. She was like a massage to like release all the stress from Dorothy.
yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah,
it seemed
yeah.
like she kind of had her own whack little.
Yeah, she has like this weird
Ideas.
belief about, like, it's almost like the crystals and like massage oils and stuff. Like that.
And she was like,
kind of
think
belief
about
of all
like
that stuff.
something that causes you stress, and like starts rubbing Dorothy's head, which was weird. But she brought everything back to the very beginning, like the first episode, and throughout it, like the show is like leaning on. There's other things to worry about other than the new baby or whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And then now it's like this lady's like, you guys have lost it. Like, you guys are like not even worried about this baby right now.
And they're really not.
And I loved it because I was just like, oh my God, we're about to get answers that we've wanted all show,
And then
which we didn't get.
it ended, and we didn't get them.
So I don't even know if we're going to get them this season.
Probably
If there's
not.
only 3
I think we will
episodes
this
left.
season.
You know,
Probably won't.
We might. I don't know.
How do you think the season's going to end?
I think someone.
I think the season's going to end with the ant.
That's
coming.
what I was going to say. I think it's going to end with the aunt coming in, and she's
Mhm.
going to throw some crazy, like,
Maybe kidnapping?
I think
maybe she
someone
might
dies.
bring some clarity to why
Wait, what?
Dorothy's having these visions or something. Or
I think someone dies.
Like who?
that would be crazy if
That
someone
would
dies.
be crazy. I think the brother, Julian.
What if the aunt kills somebody?
I don't know who she would kill.
But she might be some crazy wacko that, you know, because
I
like
think
that's
they're
what
all
the
going to be
uncle was saying.
wackos. It'd be weird if she's like a really normal person who's like
Yeah.
super nice and like just like Dorothy or something.
Right?
Dorothy's twin sister.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that Dorothy can't remember.
Gosh.
Mm-hmm.
I do want to bring up though. I was looking on Reddit last night right after the show, and remember that the floor crack scene in the
Yeah.
in the,
Oh,
in the
yeah.
cellar down the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
So someone posted that the sermon.
What
and there
Reddit?
was also-
What subreddit are you in?
I am in Servant.
Oh, I didn't even know that there was.
There's a Servant subreddit.
I'd
yeah.
been looking up like episode talk for this, and I couldn't find anything.
Yeah, and
just called
and
Servant
you guys
Reddit?
remember that sermon at the
the
end?
subreddit's
when,
name is Servant.
Okay, cool.
Oh, who's her name? That's taking care of the baby.
Leanne.
Leanne. That when she was watching that the black preacher doing that sermon on at the desk.
Oh yeah.
Remember? And then that sermon, he was talking about Numbers 16:30, and that floor crack scene happened at 16 minutes and 30 seconds.
For real.
Yeah, for real. That's what
16
someone
minutes.
caught.
Like
Someone
Numbers
caught that.
16:30.
Yeah, Numbers 16:30. And I was reading it. I was hoping to actually do like a study on it. I wish I did, but I can read it to you guys real quick.
Yeah, do it.
Let's see. Here we go. 16:30.
Oh, so at the end of the episode, number 1630 is there, and the floor cracks at 1630.
Yep. So the verse says, "But if the Lord brings about something totally new, and the earth opens its mouth and swallows them with everything that belongs to them, and they go down alive into the realm of the dead, then you will know that these men have treated the Lord with contempt."
Powerful.
Yeah.
That is good.
Yeah. There's a lot of people on that same thread that you're following on Reddit that are discussing other points in other episodes where this has happened, and so far I haven't seen anybody find anything where like a Bible verse like directly lines up like that
Right.
with the timestamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, me either. I did find one on Reddit though, that was saying, what if Leanne actually found where they either buried the child or the ashes of the child, and Leanne made the baby come back to life at the age that it's supposed to be at.
Interesting.
Now that makes sense.
Interesting.
That
point.
does make sense.
Levi.
Thank you, Kevin.
Checkmate.
You know, in episode, I think 5 or 4, or no, maybe 6, she says, Sean's like, you see like Sean kind of having a bonding moment with
Yeah,
her. And
absolutely.
I know we got to wrap this part up, but they kind of are having almost like their first real bonding moment of the show. And then
Yep.
Leanne says, he asks her, why'd you choose us or something? And then Leanne's like, nods, and she's like, I knew I'd be happy here.
Uh-huh,
And so
yeah.
I totally see Leanne being somebody who thinks that she's doing a good service to them
Yes.
I totally agree.
through whatever pagan stuff. So, all right. Anyway,
Go check it out.
check it out.
Fantastic.
Check it out.
Let us know what you
If
think
you have
on
watched
YouTube
Reddit-
or something.
Drop a comment and let's have a little servant discussion.
Cool.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. 2020, guys.
Woo! 2020 vision.
I'm pretty sure all of us had a good year, right?
Oh yeah.
All right.
So good.
Yeah. So by the time you're listening to this podcast, it'll be
Yeah.
2020 most likely. We all want to recap our year. So I want to kick it off to my right with Levi. And what happened, man?
Dude, this year was pretty wild. It went by super fast, but it was great. I got full custody of my son. It's been a custody battle since February, and then in October it finally happened. So it was a very long trial
It was a long trial.
thing. It was rough, but that finally happened. So I have full custody of Mason. He's 6, be 7 in February. So woo! Yeah, that was really really cool. And then also in February, I kept getting like phone calls and emails from this nonprofit company called Young Life, which is it's a global organization. It's all over the world, and it's all about reaching adolescents and introducing them into Christ. Even those who know who Jesus is and have a personal relationship with them, we still want to grow and deepen their walk with Christ. So like Sundays we do Campaigners, which is an in-depth Bible study. Then Mondays we'll do Club, which hopefully Club will be starting up soon in 2020. So that's really exciting. But I kept getting like phone calls and emails and stuff from a bunch of different people wanting me to do Young Life. And even the area director for New Mexico and El Paso, his name is Mark Fordney. He like personally called me. He's like, Levi, I really want you to be the area director for the Farmington area. But
Was Mark the guy I met when I came to?
no, that's Ryan.
Oh, that was
He's-
Ryan.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
in charge up in.
Mark is the other backpacker, right?
Yeah.
Mark. Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But yeah, he kept calling me and said, like, I really want you to be the area director for Farmington, but we don't want it just to be Farmington. We want to reach Aztec, Bloomfield, Kirtland, Shiprock, Nappy, like all these different
Right.
areas around here.
Mm.
Which is really exciting because just here in Farmington alone, we have 4 high schools.
Yeah.
So I mean, we can definitely get something going.
And then we're so
here.
like sprawled out. I mean,
Yeah, it's a very
Farmington,
big
like
rural area.
yeah, it's like there's people that just live in like the middle of nowhere everywhere.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
so true.
Yeah.
Levi, you're just like, hang on, guys. I'll catch up with you later. I gotta drop off a kid way out in the boonies.
Yeah,
Oh,
you've always,
man,
like
yeah,
you've always
dude.
been like, if you needed to use like a church van or something, to just like school bus kids, like to
Yeah.
either church in the morning or like youth group at night or, you know, whatever.
Yep. Yeah, so that's really exciting. So I got that going on for me. I was when I kept getting like the phone calls and emails and stuff, I was the youth pastor for Day 3 Church, which is a phenomenal church. You guys all go to that church.
Yep.
So I was the youth leader there. Kevin was one of my youth leaders for 2019, and it was just a phenomenal time. Like our youth group just kept growing, and it was just awesome to see
yeah.
how.
And still a youth leader to this day.
Yeah.
I am still a youth volunteer at Day 3 Church.
Whoop, whoop.
And it's a it's an amazing position, and I love working with the kids, and yeah.
There's some great kids.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
at
Yeah,
Day
they're
Oh,
awesome.
3.
man.
They're
Really
awesome
cool.
dudes. I absolutely love all those kids there.
And if they're listening,
Shout out to all you
We
guys.
still
Still
love you.
Love you all.
Love you guys.
Yeah, I almost actually did not take the young left position just
Yeah,
because I
yeah.
love those teens there so much.
Totally
I didn't want to walk
understand
away from
that.
all them.
Yeah.
we all understand why you had to.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had to go. It was definitely an amazing career opportunity that I just could not pass up, and I had to go on and move on. And
Well, this job
Right.
position is like very suited for you. I really think
I
that.
totally agree.
You know.
I think Young Life, like at its core, is just so Levi Thomas.
Oh, dude,
Like,
it totally
it
is.
really
bro.
fits your personality like through and through.
100%.
Yeah.
And I feel like even before, like at the beginning of even like doing stuff back at Grace Hill for youth, like
Yeah.
the way you envisioned it then has just matched up with what you've always wanted to do, even from back then, has translated till now. And I feel like Young Life is like enabling you to do that.
Oh, totally.
And then,
100%
and the way
agree.
Young Life working, like there's Young Lives all over the place, and so it's like a direct community where like they all go to camp like together, like
Yep.
they all meet up in San Diego, right? You did that.
Well, yeah. We I did work at a camp in San Diego, but the camp that we go to here that is close to us is in Williams, Arizona. It's
I
just-
thought that was the San Diego one was a Young Life camp, like
Yeah, it is a Young Life camp.
Okay,
but the one that's closer to us is in Arizona. So like with the Young Life job.
oh, that was the Flagstaff one.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
that was a flag stuff.
Yeah, with the Young Life job, I will be on an assignment for a full month where I go work at a camp, and I could be like on the program team doing skits. I could be in the kitchen making the dinner or washing the dishes or being a server or whatever. Like I just go work at the camp and hang out with tons of kids and tons of teens, which that's definitely my heart is like teenagers. Because when I was a teenager, my life was just crap. It was horrible.
Yeah. Well, I just, speaking back on how you're so suited for this this job, is just like you had these crazy ideas of just like going to the schools and like starting pillow fights and
Yeah. I want to go to the high
cafeteria.
school and like walk in with 2 pillows and just like hand a pillow to some kid, and him and I just have a pillow fight.
Yeah,
and
there's-
then after it's back, dude, go get a free sticker. Can you just beat me in a pillow fight? Like something like that. And like that would brighten up a teen's life.
and the
'cause,
skits
like, dude, I just
are
had a pillow fight in the cafeteria.
in your
Hey,
yeah.
I think like your style of just interaction has always just showed kids that you cared, and like I got that at Day 3, all the way, and the kids felt that too, because I mean there was kids that I saw getting involved in ways I have never really seen kids get involved.
Right.
And some of these kids, like, when we went to camp, like straight up came from homes that had no Christian.
Yeah, they wanted nothing to do with Christianity at all.
Mhm.
And,
Right,
And,
and-
those kids ended up getting
And some of those
saved
kids were like, hey, like, I really want to know more about this. Even like, I don't know anything. And that amount of honesty was really cool.
Yep.
You don't see that all the time.
Yeah, no, you really don't. It was really cool. Yeah, and then so yeah, still like doing the youth leading position for Day 3 Church when I was getting all these calls and email stuff. So I was really like just still praying about it. I talked to all you guys about it, and you guys were all like, "Dude, I think you should do it. Like
Yeah.
that sounds like an awesome position, awesome idea." And then I like doing challenges with the youth group all the time because I think it's fun. It's just really engaging for all them. So I told them all like, "Look, if we raise all of our money for summer camp with our church, I will rock a goatee the entire week at camp."
Heck yeah.
And then we raised all of our money, and so I rocked a goatee. Kevin and I both actually went with just a goat.
We'll
goatee.
probably talk about this more when I talk about my year, but yeah, I had a full-on goat.
Yeah, we both had a full-on goat going to
2
camp.
goats eating oats.
Yeah.
Yep.
We
Yeah,
made a
and so yeah,
stupid
we did.
song.
Kevin and I made like the stupid song with like 2 goats from the Jimmy Fallon
Yeah,
thing.
from the Jimmy Fallon spoof
And
of that.
yeah, it was just so it was one of my favorite memories of 2019 is at the camp. The kids were like they're doing like their classes and stuff, and like a lot of the classes, us leaders were not allowed to be inside the classes, so we had to kind of do our own thing at that time. And so Kevin and I went into this like little leader lounge where you can go in and hang out, you can drink coffee and or whatever. And Kevin and I were in there alone. All the other leaders went back to the cabins to take a nap.
Yep.
And there's one trash can and we had a cup. And Kevin and
Oh,
I
man.
we filmed, how many videos would you say? Like
We
over 20.
over 20,
Yeah.
probably
Saw these videos
30
too.
videos.
Yeah, probably 30 videos
Me
of
trying
Kevin
to-
going, I'm a goat.
I'm a goat. And
throwing
then-
his cup, trying to make it into the trash can.
I don't think I made it once.
Hey, there's one time you had the cup. You're like, I'm a goat. You just do it straight up in the ceiling.
I'm a goat.
Like no intention to hit the trash can.
So that was like just so fun to be in there and like just joking around,
Oh,
like I'm a
man.
goat, and like throwing stuff. Then we get back and we went camping and had like a lot of fun time going. We went camping a lot this summer, and like
did.
that was
We went camping a whole bunch.
Yeah, how did it all start off? Because I think Garrett wanted to start it off. And
Wait, so that camping trip we talked about in episode 1 happened this year?
was it?
No,
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 I
that
think that
was
was last year.
2018.
Yeah,
That
Yeah,
was
that's 2018.
that was the
That's
worst
almost
camping
2 years
trip ever.
ago.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2019 we did though, for sure.
That was the first camping trip we ever took together, though.
Together.
yeah,
Yep.
together was
And that's
2018.
probably what
In
formed
that-
us all together.
2018, we never really. 2018, we never really found time to actually get together, go
Yeah, we
camp.
couldn't really
I mean,
do
we had to
anything.
go camp for church.
Well, that was that was the same time we were like revamping the whole church and making the children's area. So we had to work on that
yeah,
and
yeah.
Right.
redo that a lot during the summer. So
It
we
was
had
busy.
time. Yeah. But 2019 we went camping a lot.
Yep. Went to Jemez Mountains the first time.
Cuba.
We right by Cuba, New Mexico.
What's funny about Cuba is that honestly, it's like you would never expect like
A nice campground
10
like
minutes
that.
out of town to just be like in some like really beautiful mountains.
up in the hills.
Hills.
Okay. Well, it's definitely mountains.
Well, I want to say definitely mountains. I would say
it's not called Jemez Hills.
I don't think it's called Jemez. It's hills.
Oh wait, maybe it's called Jemez Forest, but
Yeah.
Jemez National Forest, but it definitely
Yeah, but yeah,
You have Los
I totally
Alamos
agree with you,
Mountains.
Austin. Like you're in
Okay.
Cuba. It's like this small crap town. Take like a little left, and then like bam, at this awesome campground right out there.
absolutely, yeah. And I had Garrett was like, "Let's go to Jemez. Like we have a great spot out there," and I was looking at Austin. I think we're just like, "Okay, sure,
Mhm.
we'll try it
I
out."
just
let's
went
go do it.
along. I didn't even know where we were going.
Because I honestly thought it was like Cuba camping.
Yeah, I thought so
right
too. I was
out
like
there.
Cuba.
And
Oh
Austin-
yeah, no, we were like, are there bears out there? Remember we
I
had
remember right before leaving, I was like,
should you,
"There's bears
we should
like
bring
in
a-
that forest." Because
yeah.
when I was working in the film industry, we were in the Los Alamos Mountains, like recording part of Only the Brave, and like an hour into work that day, we straight up had like bears in our like on set.
Oh my gosh.
And like there was
bear.
like
Just
it was
walking around.
crazy. It was actually like super hectic because I mean not only other than just there's a bear on set, but there was people like literally going over and feeding the bears, and then there was some people that were like straight up advocating for the like they felt really sorry for the bears, and they were like we come out here into their territory.
Oh my god.
And then we had
Oh.
other like locations, like
So
the
difficult.
locations manager was like, he came over to me and he was just like, he's like, "Did you see that bear?" Because like the bear actually came up like pretty close to where I was PAing at the moment, and I was like, "Dude, I didn't see anything. I just heard I heard it on the walkie." And the locations manager was like going to his truck to like, get his shotgun, and he was like,
Heck yeah.
He was like about to like go shoot this bear, and
Oh my
this other
gosh.
lady was like, "Heck no," and like went to Crafty or like went to catering and like got some food for it, and like left it and like just like put it in the grass, and then she went back to work and like
Oh my gosh.
That's the worst idea ever to
Yeah.
feed a
Yeah.
bear.
Why- don't
Why
feed the
don't
bear.
ever feed a bear.
and this was
Ever.
a baby bear, like not
Yeah, the mama bear.
Oh.
It was
Where is the
alone.
mama bear at?
It wasn't. It
Exactly.
definitely was not like a full size bear because I did see it eventually.
It
I
was-
was like, but it was not big. But
But still, like if
It
the
ran
mom
off.
bear be like right
you
there.
know Mama Bear's close. Like,
yeah,
Yeah.
and
Wait,
so
Have you seen the Revenant?
It tears you up, man.
I think we were all talking about that too. But I was like, this is
Yeah,
the
yeah.
same. Like, you go over that mountain and you're in the mountains we were
Yeah.
camping.
Yeah,
in.
that's
You're in
insane.
bear country out there for
Yeah,
sure.
and
I
Well,
was
at
like-
least now that we know, because it was beautiful. It was a
It
great
was a-
spot.
we didn't
to
run
go
into
camping
anything
altogether.
though.
Yeah, there's nothing. It was
Yeah.
an awesome spot.
We didn't
And
even
tons
see.
actually tons of people were camping there, but we
Yeah,
found like
yeah.
a little nook where like dude, it was solid. I felt like we all took some like really cool photos.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
totally
honestly
agree.
thought we
I
were
didn't.
not, just because it was Cuba.
Yeah, I was like, dude, it's
I
Cuba,
just remember
bro.
looking at us and I was like, I don't think I'm gonna get any photos. I'm not gonna bring my camera.
But you brought your film camera.
I brought my 3D camera. I didn't bring anything else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think as we were driving there, I think it was Kevin who was like, I wonder if there's gonna be a lot of stray dogs where we're camping because Cuba, there's just tons of dogs there. I think that was you, or someone said like, I think there's gonna be
I
stray
don't know
dogs.
if that was me.
You
Someone
said a
was
lot
like,
of things.
yeah.
yeah.
I
say a
yeah,
lot of things.
But we hit the jackpot though, where we
Oh,
stayed
yeah,
camping
that
for
was-
sure.
First time we
yeah.
hit the jackpot.
I remember that. And let's see, we had a great time. We played a lot of Cube, and
Yes.
we hung out and we really like we even like sat around the campfire and just like talked about, or was that the second time?
That was the
we
first
actually-
time.
Where we talked about what?
Well, we just like talked, like really opened up.
Yeah.
that was,
Each
the,
other.
that was the first one.
That was,
Was
the
that the
first
first one?
because
Few of
they,
us stayed up.
Wait, what about the one with Marcos when he came with us?
That-
That was like the
that was
fourth.
That was the second
Yeah.
time. I thought that.
That, no, that was our
maybe-
last
That
camping
was-
trip. That was the fourth one.
that was the last
Marcos
one.
went.
My second one because I only went.
Well, yeah,
I don't
because we went
remember
camping
if
in
it was the fourth
Dolores.
one, though.
The second time we went camping, or third.
Mhm.
I don't know. There was quite a few. Marcos came the time when we showed up, and it was just pouring
Oh my
rain.
Yeah,
God.
right when we
thunder.
got there, it started raining super hard, and we're like, dude, should we leave?
We were thinking about calling it.
And so, and I had shot a
was-
wedding in Taos, like literally the night before in Red
Oh,
River,
and
New
you-
Mexico.
Oh, but you did come back though.
I came back, but the plan was I was just gonna meet you at the spot,
Mm-hmm.
and I was gonna, and then I was just like, you know what, dude, I don't want to leave my car on the side of the road, like while we're
Right.
camping, and so I was like, I'll just leave super early in the morning, drive back to Farmington, caught everybody right after they got out of church, pretty much. Like you picked me up, Jared, and then we drove down, and it was just pouring rain, like straight monsoon season.
Yeah.
And in Cuba, it rains every
Straight
single
monsoon
day.
Season.
Like it rains every day. Like you can just count on it. 2:00, it's raining.
Yep.
Yeah,
like it was almost like as soon as we got the canopy set up, we didn't even get the tent up. I don't think.
No,
We got the
set it up
canopy up.
in the rain.
I
we
thought
set
we
it
just
up in
got
the
the
rain.
I
canopy.
think we tried to just because
We set up one in the rain for sure.
We hit some golf balls.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah,
we
yeah.
were roasting
I
some
still have
golf
to make
balls.
that little edit. And what I have like tons of photos that I took of Julia, and she was like, "Oh, get me those," and I still haven't gotten it. And I just reminded.
Sorry, Julia.
I get super like
2020 will give it to you.
sidetracked when it comes to just
I just
editing.
remember like hitting the golf balls, and then that one where Garrett's like, "Let me hit it," and I was like bent down right by the golf ball, pouring the beer over the ball, and he hit it, and like mud just like shot all
He's
over
like,
me.
oh my gosh,
Dude. Like mud just hit. I was just covered.
Maybe
in
for
mud.
the YouTube video, I could throw the little edit together, and we'll just throw it in there right now.
I do.
That was
remember,
that was fun.
I do remember that next morning I got up and I had to take my morning poo. Right.
Dude, I take a morning
It's a
poo.
great story.
I had to go up. Got up and I went down the hill and I was just like, got my toilet paper and everything. I was like, okay, here we go. Drop my pants, take a squat, come back up, and then Michaela, who was in our group,
Oh,
starts walking
that's right.
down. I was like, oh my gosh, she's walking down right by me. She's like, she's going to see me just butt naked.
Take
From
a
the-
poo.
naked. You were butt naked taking poo.
and like
The woods?
So she's walking and just does not see me. Does not see me. She just went right past me. I
And she
think-
was like a couple feet away from
Maybe
you.
she saw you in her provision.
no, but then
It
I
was
was
just like, oh, gross.
and then I was just like, hey. And then she looks over and she's like, oh, she got big eyes. I was like, she just.
She was probably about to do something.
and then she's just like, guy just started bawling, laughing. She just walked all the way down just to look at cows and like hang out with them
Oh,
that morning.
that's
Yeah, really
Yeah.
beautiful. The cows came
Hey.
out.
The cows were so nice, but
Yeah,
I was just like, I'm heading back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an awesome camping trip.
That was
That
awesome.
was really
That was
fun.
probably one of my favorites for sure too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a great one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but we went camping a lot. 2019, I just felt like it was just a great year all around. Like it was-
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
didn't- I don't feel like I had like any big trials where I was like, man, that really sucked.
Right.
Like everything that I had like really has grown me and groomed me and shaped me into what I need to be for
Mm.
20
For sure.
2020.
And speaking on our faith, right? I feel like we even grew more
Oh,
closer
100%.
to Jesus, right? Because I started reading my Bible more too, and talking a lot of ideas I had. Well, not so much ideas, but just like something that was bugging me. And you guys always had a great answer for me. Even right when Brew Crew started a while back too, you guys gave me like great like things
Yeah.
that were on my mind too for
Mm.
sure. But even so, like for me, like like there was no problems for me at all for 2019 either.
Mm-mm.
That I just really started growing with Christ more, and I think that's maybe one of the reasons why 2019 was so like just so clean for me, and like nothing like no ups and downs were kind of coming my way. I
Right.
did have a couple funerals, but what was really interesting about those is like how just how like it was just very comforting. My grandpa that passed away gave his life to Christ, and is like one of the reasons why I'm a Christian also. You know, he definitely showed me the ways,
Awesome.
like how to pray and such. He's a really great prayer that when he passed away, it was just like really comforting for sure. You know, and there was like no mourning at all. I feel really.
But I mean, even like the night before, you the morning you left, like you stopped by my house and you seemed like you were just still in like good spirits.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. So then like I think my favorite song for 2019.
Ooh, good. Yeah, let's talk about our favorite
Yeah,
song.
my favorite song is Coconut Grooves by The Night Moves. It's fantastic. It's just real. It's one of those kind of songs where you can like just hop in your car and just cruise to it. It's just fantastic. Absolutely. I love like good cruising songs where you can just pop it in and just drive. And
Did
just-
Night Moves make a new
Listen
album
to it.
this year?
They did.
I
Yep.
can't remember. Was it that one with the color, like the watercolor album?
No, it's I'll pull it up right quick.
Yeah, because
It's not the watercolor
'cause I
one.
love that album. But I don't remember if it was like 2018 or 2019. They made
No, yeah,
that
this
album.
one it's called "Can You Really Find Me" is what the album is called, and it's like it looks like two guys just sitting in a diner. It's like this like I don't know what color it is, like a pinkish hue or something.
Whoa,
Oh my gosh.
What color is that?
You almost dropped a new
feel like
iPad. That's red.
that's
Oh.
right.
It's like a reddish
That's a
hue.
reddish hue.
Levi's
to-
colorblind.
I am colorblind. Yeah, it's like a reddish hue to it.
Yeah, nothing changed. About
Oh,
his,
it's
about his
the whole
vision.
picture was red.
The whole picture
Oh, okay,
is
the whole
red.
picture is red.
This
But there's
whole
two
photo's
people
gray.
sitting at a table.
What
Um,
album is that?
The album's called "Can You Really Find Me" by Night Moves. Yeah, oh man, the whole album is just fantastic. But I really love the song "Coconut Groove." It's just really, really good.
Yeah.
What
What about your movie?
It's probably a two-way tie with Joker and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Those two movies just knocked it out.
They
of the
were
park.
so good.
Tarantino, 9th film.
Oh my gosh.
man.
I mean,
Yeah,
if he really only makes 10,
I think he's gonna make 10 and
He's
take
gonna-
a
he's-
bit of a break.
he's gonna
he
change his
says
mind.
he says all the time like, I mean, that's just the plan. Like,
Yeah.
I'll probably make more, but
He's
he
gonna-
wants
he's
to like
definitely
do
gonna take a little
plays,
hiatus. Yeah.
you know. But I think like, just like that idea of like, man, if this movie bombs, which it didn't,
No,
Of course
I
not.
didn't expect it to.
Yeah.
No.
But it's just like then we only get one more Tarantino movie,
Mhm.
and that was
It's-
crazy because I love Tarantino.
I
Yeah,
love
I
his style. Everything about it is just
Well,
fantastic.
That's the thing about Tarantino. Like, that's why I think he's only making 10. Is because like he refuses to make crap.
Yeah, yeah. He makes
only
good quality
commits
stuff.
to a script or writes a script that he truly is passionate about, and
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah, it's really, really good.
That's those movies are probably your favorite too, Kevin. This year.
Well, my favorite movie was made in 1972, but
2019. Well,
Was it Batman? Was that?
no, it's not. Batman was made in. No.
It's not.
I don't know if I genuinely have a favorite movie.
I can't think of a favorite movie.
I do have a favorite movie, but I definitely have like a top 10.
Yeah,
right?
I have.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
I have a list of.
I think
my
it's
favorite
easy
movies,
to
but-
have a top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, but to have one favorite movie, that's. I don't know if I could do
See,
that.
I do.
What is it?
It's The Godfather.
Oh,
Godfather.
Okay.
You
I knew
knew
that. I knew
you
that.
knew that.
Yeah, I knew that. But I think my favorite memory for 2019 was I took Mason to Albuquerque, but I had this idea for this Albuquerque trip was I wanted Mason to control the whole trip. So I downloaded like this like Google Map thing on his. He has like little iPad, so I downloaded Google Maps on his iPad. So you can like kind of see like where we're driving to and map out the whole road. He picked out our hotel room, picked out where we're gonna eat. He picked out the activities that we're gonna do, what we want to do, like everything. He completely mapped it all out and chose everything. So the hotel we stayed at had like this little indoor pool. So we like go to the hotel first, check in. I was like, all right, buddy, what do you want to do first? He's like, well, the first thing I want to do is jump on the beds back and forth. I was like, all right, let's do it. So him and I both get on the bed and we like jump back and forth on the beds. Then he's like, I want to go swimming. So he went swimming. Then he wanted me to film him like jumping into the pool and doing awesome, cool tricks like that. And so like we did that. And then I was like, all right, buddy, where do you want to go eat? And I thought he was going to pick like Chuck E. Cheese or somewhere like that. But he actually wanted to go to the gas station just across the street. And like we looked like I was like, all right, so we go to the gas station, and then I was like, whatever you want, you can get.
That was also when you got lunch with my mom and my
Yeah.
grandparents also.
Yeah, we met up with you.
Yeah,
Alone?
we actually somehow met up that
Yeah,
way.
we met up.
I can't
Oh,
remember
you two
why.
did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
us
thought you
two.
were
Yeah,
saying that you just went, Levi, you
Somehow
just
you met your
found
family.
his family.
Oh no, yeah, no.
Yeah.
Mason and I were
Right.
downtown Albuquerque, and we met up with Jared, and he's like,
Yeah.
we're going to lunch, and so we went to lunch. And
Tucanos.
yeah, Mason ate what was the heart?
Chicken heart.
A chicken heart. And he's like, I love it. And
I
so he
hated
he
it.
wanted to eat just a bunch of chicken hearts.
Your kid's
but yeah.
weird, man.
Yes, then we go to the gas station. It's like, all right, buddy, whatever you want to get, you can get. So he like loaded up all kinds of like chips and candy and tons of sugary stuff. Go back to the room, and then we like watch movies. And I didn't usually it's bedtime at 7:30, but for this trip, I was like, you can stay up, whatever you want to do, because like it's your trip.
Right.
So we stayed up, watched movies. He picked the movie that we wanted to watch, and we just ate food and just laid in the bed and ate food, watched movies. Next day we got up. He wanted to go to the zoo. So we went to the zoo, the trampoline park, went Chuck E. Cheese. Then he wanted a donut, and we came home. So like that was just an awesome thing where he planned the entire trip, and it was a fantastic trip.
Chill.
Yeah, it was
Nice
really cool.
2019 for you.
It was a really, really good 2019.
And I feel like this has been a big year for Mason too, just
Yeah.
like growing up and like really being like taking that like big, almost like it seems like he's a big brother, like with August, you know, his
Oh,
cousin
man, dude,
now.
yeah, he's an awesome little.
'Cause
dude.
how old's August? Like 2?
Yeah, he's
maybe?
2. He's gonna have a new sister the 31st, so in 2 days.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, and wait, what?
December 31st, August will have a sister.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
Wow.
days. But yeah, so yeah, dude,
Shout out
2019
to
was
Chrissy
Holy
and Eli.
crap.
yeah. Shout out
So
to them.
the time you listen to this podcast, he's born.
yeah, I will
Oh,
have a
she's
new
born.
niece. I'll have a new
Wish
niece.
her happy birthday.
Yeah.
The
From the
first
future.
one.
Do you know the name?
No, they won't show the name yet. So we'll find out in a couple days. But yeah, dude, my 2019 was a really, really good year.
Awesome.
So I'm gonna pass it off back to Jared.
All right. Yeah. I mean, for sure. Let's see. How did I start off 2019? I mean, I just remember in March that Garrett and I started Red Moon Letdown.
Yeah.
That's right.
Played at Cosmic Cafe. We had Shelby. She was like 'cause-
Cobra.
Yeah.
Cobra.
Well, we saw Faith. Faith started her band a couple of years ago, and we just were really inspired by her, and we were just like, we should totally start a band. And Garrett and I started Red Moon Letdown, played at Cosmic Cafe, played a one-hit wonder show, and that's probably the only show we'll ever play again.
With no originals.
no originals, all cover songs.
I didn't even go. Sorry.
You didn't go,
I
man.
was-
You missed out.
Dude, I was the merch guy.
Oh man, and we made T-shirts. Yep, and Levi
the
sold the
shirts are
crap
still
out of
around.
I
it.
sold all the shirts. Sold the crap out of them. Anybody that walked into the room was like, "You want to buy a shirt?"
He's just hustling out there, man. Straight up
That's right.
hustle. It was great. I was really glad that you actually got to do that for us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
you're welcome.
No,
Let's
it's dope.
see. Things been going great with the print shop for sure too. Learned a lot of new things. Definitely with T-shirts, we print T-shirts a lot at our print shop with the schools. A lot more orders are coming through. Probably a lot of moves going to be happening in 2022 for the print shop. So we'll see how that
Sick.
Hopefully you can get a little closer to home.
goes. I hope so. Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
cool.
You have like a heck of a commute every day, and it's honestly a pretty drive, but
No, yeah.
there's
it's
some
a-
cool stuff along the way.
Yeah.
Right.
There's some cool stuff.
Kurt-
All right, around the Hogback area.
Yeah.
It's nice to look, even when it's very foggy and cloudy. Shut up, guys. Yeah, let's see. But hopefully it does move to Kirtland, which is very close to Farmington.
Right.
Yeah.
So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see if that works out. I mean, there's a lot of movement that was happening this year with the school district. So hopefully everything calms down and gets back to moving again. So other than that, let's see. I mean, my favorite song. Well, Spotify gave me a list, right? Remember how?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know
Yep.
if you guys have Spotify or not.
No.
but
Do
not.
No one has Spotify.
You
in
know
here?
that we don't have
Why would I
Spotify.
have Spotify?
Kevin
I
doesn't
guess
listen
no
to
one has
music.
Yeah.
Spotify, just except
That
for
would be a
me.
waste of
you
my
guys gotta
time.
get Spotify.
Apple
No.
Music all
No.
the
I
way.
think it's.
I will never get Spotify.
I don't know.
I like where I'm at.
Does
I'm-
Apple?
I'm
by the way,
here
does Apple
to
make like Discover
unpromote
playlists
Spotify.
for you
Yeah,
guys?
it's pretty much the exact same.
Pretty
Yeah.
much the exact same.
Yeah.
I guess so, maybe. But
Apple's the best,
Spotify,
okay?
Spotify generates this list of 2019 artists you've listened to, and my number one was Basement. That Austin showed me.
Oh
this
my
year.
God. Basement. Yeah.
Basement's awesome. Actually, also shaved my head this year.
Oh, that's right. You
Oh
did.
my God.
I don't think
Don't
I've heard
regret
one.
that. I actually.
Oh
felt
yeah,
that's
you
so
did shave your
good.
head. You
Yeah.
should regret that. You look terrible.
Like it was just so funny because I just
look
remember.
Look how handsome he looks right now with hair.
Yeah, you look good with
And
hair.
imagine him bald.
It's actually wild
Imagine
to
a
think that you
stud.
shaved your head with how long your hair is right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You shaved it this year.
Who knows? 2020. I might just.
Dude, don't do it.
No,
again.
you
I might
know-
just put one clip on and just
We're-
buzz it off.
We're not gonna be talking.
I will say though, even with the shaved head, he could pull it off.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, whoa, you should wear a hat. It was.
Right.
No.
It was. decent.
Remember that description I gave you guys? I was like, I look like someone some
Look like a pagan.
I look like a dude that would just
Like a
go steal your
skinhead.
girlfriend.
No.
Yeah,
you
you
look
like
like
straight
a,
up hardcore dude.
You look like a
just-
skinhead. You worship
Yeah.
Satan. That's
so
what
I,
you
sh-
look
I
like.
shaved my head listening to Basement. I just remember that. I remember just being like pulling in that.
Basement is an amazing band.
I love Basement. I wish they
They
would
have
actually
new
come
music
down in New
out.
Mexico and play a show. We would totally hit that up.
oh, we would hit
We
that
would so hit that
very
up.
hard.
Yep. I love the song Hazel Eyes by Wither Away.
Wither Away
Austin-
is also a great.
Yeah, Austin and
hardcore
I
band.
relate so much on music
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
Levi
Totally.
too. 100%.
Yeah.
Everybody in this circle that listens to music enjoys the same music.
Correct.
Frank Sinatra. I
No.
think I can
We
get
don't
down.
listen to
People who listen to music in the circle, not me.
You know, I've actually been listening a lot more to like Johnny Cash.
Johnny
which
Cash
is weird
is dope.
because I
though.
like
See, we can relate on that.
people
Cash
call him
is
a
good.
country artist, and I
Oh,
just
Nah,
don't get
nah.
that.
He's not.
No.
Is he more of like a blues guy?
He's like,
I would consider it closer to like
Yeah.
blues or like folk music almost.
yeah.
Yeah. It's really
Yeah.
folky.
folky guy.
Folky.
He's a folky guy.
I mean, hey, if it's country, then I like Johnny Cash country, straight up.
Yeah. What's the difference between like Luke Bryan country and Johnny Cash country?
That is a big difference.
Huge.
Luke Bryan.
One of them's good.
One of them is
Boom.
good.
There you
Luke
go.
Bryan just has a big butt. That's the only difference. Well, that's not the only
I
difference.
hurt
Say Johnny Cash has a big
myself
butt?
Today
Have you seen Luke Bryan's butt, dude? That thing's
to
huge.
see if
That's like the only thing he has
I
going for him in his
still
career.
feel-
Yeah. Let's see. And then favorite movie 2019? I mean, I got back onto. Well, I guess GOT was a great series
Game
for
of
me to
Thrones.
watch.
that
2019.
that wrapping up this year was insane,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and it's caught a lot of hate,
for sure.
and I think some of it's kind of earned.
It's valid. So
Some of it's definitely valid.
for sure, but I'll say that it doesn't deserve as much hate as it's getting. Like, I still enjoy where the characters ended up. I did not enjoy how they ended up there.
I just
Good
don't
point.
like
Yeah.
the way it seemed like all the storylines were so.
They were rushed.
It seemed rushed. It seemed like some of the storylines like just didn't match like the character development.
I agree.
Like Jamie, it didn't match the character development for him, in my
Absolutely.
opinion.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Cersei was like one of the only characters that seemed completely consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And Levi
hasn't watched it.
No idea.
I have
what
not
he's
watched it.
talking
I am so
about.
glad though that remember in Denny's, I was just like, I've never watched GOT. We guys talking about,
Oh, yeah.
and you guys were like, you got to start watching right
Dude,
now before
get on
season
it.
8 comes
And
out.
I literally like created an HBO account and just handed it out. And I was just like, I was using my friend Scott's every time. Shout out to Scott Watson.
Shout out Scott.
Thank you, Scott.
Scott.
Shout out to all the trophy boys down in Albuquerque. Love you guys.
Nice.
But yeah, I was using Scott's like for a long time, and then one day I just couldn't use it, and I was like, all right, well, I'll just make an HBO account because all these guys, I mean, Jared needs to start watching it, and there was some other stuff on there that we were watching too.
We were trying to get into Watchmen.
Watchmen's great
Yeah.
too.
I still need to catch up.
I have not.
I
seen
haven't watched
Watchmen
any of it.
after.
You know what's
I need
great?
to.
So HBO, Sharp Objects.
Oh yeah, we were watching
Sharp
Sharp
Objects.
Objects.
Oh my
Awesome.
gosh, dude.
That's
I
an amazing
love
show.
Sharp Objects.
If you haven't seen True Detective, check it out.
Yeah, that's a good one
Yeah.
too.
True Detective's great.
What else is good?
I still need to finish Chernobyl, but I did really
I
like
finished
it.
Chernobyl and it's awesome.
Oh yeah, you
Yes,
finished it?
it's great
Yeah.
how it ended. Honestly.
We watched
Nice.
another episode this week actually, and I was like, okay, like I really need to finish
You
the
need to
show.
get back into it, yeah.
Watchmen had its season finale
Oh, it's already
like
done.
2 weeks ago, 1 week
Really?
ago. Yeah. All right. So our recording for some reason has just like stopped like a few times tonight. So this is gonna be the last time I think we're gonna try this.
For real, though.
Think so, yeah.
We're close
So-
to an hour into this podcast, and we still got to get through Kevin and I
I had enough already.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna have to figure out what's going on. But
For sure.
yeah. So anyway, so
Let's just kick it off to you. How was 2019 for you, Austin?
Yeah.
man, I think this year has been huge for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like probably one of the best years I've had like since I graduated high school. And I
Dang.
like graduating, I mean, I had some rough years there.
Wow.
I was definitely in that boat of just like wondering like what was I going to do next, like career wise, like what did I really want to do? And I feel like 2019 was a year where I actually started to figure that out.
Yeah.
I like 2018, I started shooting weddings, probably like a few months into wedding season, because I started in August and typically it starts around the beginning of summer. And so, I was shooting weddings, and then I went through like, before that it started happening in 2018, I was like considering doing it and just being like, like getting out of the film industry and being like, okay, I need to really focus on, where do I want to go from here? And I was like, maybe I should start shooting, wedding videos. And I started doing that. And then in 2019, right at the beginning of the year, I made like I had to make like a pretty hard decision to like leave the company I was with for a different wedding photographer.
Mm-hmm.
And so I switched, and I did that. And, and then, Zoom Media Group, the media company I work for, like we just started growing and like, doing a lot of big things, like, getting,
Nice.
car dealerships in town and like getting bigger contracts, which has been cool. And, I've been getting like a lot more responsibility there. 2019 for me has just been like kind of nonstop, just something new all the time, working more and more. you know, hoping that I'm getting better, you know, at what
Yeah.
I'm doing. But yeah, so I mean, I switched, and you know, Kaylee Spencer and I now are like, you know, I joined on her team. You know, I shoot every wedding video. Now I started to actually, you know, she was doing a lot of the editing for wedding videos, and I feel like she was starting to just get a little overloaded, you know, doing it. And she was, you know, this year, I mean, we probably shot, I mean, over 20 weddings. It was pretty much every single weekend. Like,
Yeah.
I was tied up like every Saturday, and like a lot of my friends in Albuquerque would be like, "Come down." I'll be like, you know, couldn't because I had to shoot, but it was a great year.
I think we all saw how much you were growing in media for sure. I mean, like, I was jealous of the work you're getting.
Hey,
You know.
thanks, man. Work getting or work doing.
That you were doing for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. I mean, like you I mean, like, you were doing a lot of films that were, you know, being recognized like through social media. You've been like scripting a movie that you want to do with all of us. And like, you know, get into like film photography and a lot of photography for sure. Yeah. I mean, like, you're killing it. It's a cool
Thanks,
thing
man.
to see for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like, you know, I got into a point where, you know, I was shooting like the day 3 videos. Like I did the one for the graduation, and then the youth
Right.
camp trip. And the youth camp trip, I mean, that was like, honestly, like in hindsight, it was kind of a ridiculous project to like just sign up for.
Oh yeah.
And then especially like the day we're leaving camp, I thought I was going to have like 3 weeks to like wrap it up. And then I just get hit with, you know, we need this done by Sunday. And I was just like, dude,
Dang.
that's not possible. I came out of that clip, like it was a 10-day trip.
Yep.
We left on a Saturday. Sunday we came back, and they wanted it probably the following Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you had a week.
Yeah.
I had a
1
week. And I came back and I had over 2,000 clips. 2,000
insane.
individual videos that I had to sort through,
It's a lot.
which probably took 4 days in and of itself just to look at all the material I
Right.
filmed. And then I, you know, made that video. But from there, I was definitely, I think, made up my mind of like, okay, I want to shoot videos. And I wanted to just find some way to just make myself consistent,
Right.
you know. And so
Yeah,
I-
dude. That youth video was freaking amazing.
Oh
too.
yeah.
It was so
Definitely.
good.
yeah. And so
If
I
it was
bought
like
the most hated internet camera of all time. I bought an EOS R, which like everybody on, like all of these internet guys that, I mean, some of them, like, I can't stand it. But so many people were just like, Canon is stupid. And I literally was just like, well,
If you're
I've been
talented,
shooting on
it
a
doesn't
Rebel
matter.
T3i that was made in 2010.
Yep.
And nobody noticed.
Right.
Yeah, it is phenomenal.
So who's going to care? Like, you can't, like, people are still asking me what camera I use. And I'm like, I'm using one of the most basic cameras ever in the T3i. And so I was just like, made the jump to, I was just looking at what Canon was doing with the new glass, you know, for, you know, the R. And I was just like, man, like, I just was really excited about that. And so I bit the bullet, got an EOS R,
It's a
24
huge jump.
105, 35 mil. I got like 2 of the brand new lenses they launched the camera with. I got a Ronin S gimbal, and so I was just like, I'm gonna do this,
Yep.
you know. And wasn't easy to make those decisions totally. I think it was just like, I knew I wanted to do it, having shot, you know, some of those videos in 2018, and just being like, let's just go for it.
Yeah.
And then, you know, Steven and I doing like the Chick-fil-A video, like we made the like statewide news.
Yeah, I
with
think
that.
it's dope.
Yep.
You know, Caleb, Honeywire. If you haven't listened to Honeywire, I know
that's right.
he's literally blowing up right now with his second album release. And, you know,
doing that music video.
we did
for
the
him was
music
great.
video. And
Yeah, I
I mean,
think
I
it's
shot
cool.
it in 3 days with no budget, you know, and like we just did it. Like it was, I mean, that was a year ago. Like,
Yep.
you know,
Yeah.
Wow.
did that literally during New Year's. Just threw a bunch of glitter on him and some lights, and what's just like, there's the music video. And I shot it and
Boom.
just put it together.
Wow.
Got
It was
snowed in
sick, dude.
Albuquerque
It's
right to
dope.
start off the year. But yeah, I mean, dude, it was just a great year. You know, not only that, but, you know, like wanting to get a film camera. I spent a considerable amount of the year just wanting to like start shooting film, and seeing Jared, just shooting film, and like I feel like it reinvigorated like his passion for photography in a way too.
Yeah, I think once you started getting into it, I was just like, I mean, I got to get back into it. Austin's doing it.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
And
just the thing, the quality you're doing with your photos, I was just like, gosh, I miss it. And also, like I said, I was just, you're doing so good with like with the photography, and I was just like, I gotta get back in it again.
yeah, it's just been so much fun. And then, teaching, like I'm teaching one of the youth kids, photography, which has been really cool to just see somebody who's so young, like really get passionate about it. And I think photography isn't like, you're going to learn a lot of things that will just help you really like look at something critically in a sense, from photography when you really get in and delve into technical photography, not just, pointing your phone at something and pressing the button.
Which I did that.
We've all done a lot of that, but it's really good, and man, yeah, I feel like this year's just been like just on the up and up and up for me, and I'm just excited to see where we go. Like, writing, this short film.
Yep.
The Chick-fil-A video really inspired me to just go for that, and Kevin and I've been thinking about this idea for the short film for a long time, and I was just like, Kevin, like, let's put you in this. Brent Garcia starting up the Four Corners Film Festival. We've gotten like a few big budget movies here, and I feel like people are actually kind of taking this stuff seriously in a sense in our community, which has been cool. I don't know. Just been like, now, everybody at this table is involved in the short film, which has been amazing. And so
That's really cool.
we're going to start shooting that soon with the EOS R2 coming out that I'll be buying immediately.
Sick.
I think that's kind of my year.
A lot of growth for sure, I think.
Yeah,
with
dude, that
all
was a
of
good
us.
year.
Going to shoot a whole bunch of film this new year.
A lot of portraits. I took the sweetest portrait of Kevin of 2019. That's probably my favorite.
on that HP5.
On the HP5
Wait, was that
film.
the other day?
That was
Are you talking
No,
about
that
the other
was
day?
that cowboy shoot.
Oh.
That was the cowboy shoot, yeah. When you
That
got
y'all
that,
did.
when you got that,
The tweed in the mouth or whatever the heck you call it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some seriously good camping to wrap up the year too.
Yeah.
I expect us to go on
Oh, heck
a ton of backpacking on like just a ton of adventures too. So Kevin, how's your year?
It's your year.
Oh man.
A lot of plays.
2019. Yeah. I was
You're gonna play
A lot.
You get a weekend off.
Dude,
and you're in
a lot
new play.
happened to you, man. New car.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I
New
got a new
car.
car. I've been acting a lot in the local plays here in Farmington. I was
Ran
in
someone over.
I did.
Was that this year?
That was 2018.
You didn't run someone over.
Well, correct. I didn't run them over.
And it was, to be clear, it was not your fault.
It was not my fault, and the police agreed with me.
The police didn't even. They didn't even question
They
you.
didn't even question me. They literally were, after the incident happened, they were like, I mean, if you can drive home with your windshield cracked, go for it. I was like, I can do it.
I just remember like getting done climbing at the gym and walked out, and I was getting all these Snapchats from Levi and Austin, just like Kevin just hit a guy. I was just like, what? And it shows like the holes, the whole front windshield's cracked.
The whole
And I
front
was
wheel.
just like, what happened, man?
Do you want to share details about that?
Yeah,
at all, or? Okay.
I don't mind. So this was my old car. We just got off.
Just got done doing youth.
for Wednesday. It was probably 8:30 at night.
Oh, what'd you guys do though for that youth?
Hey, hold on. That's
Okay.
part of the story. We'll get there. We'll get there.
That's all hilarious.
It's a
Detail.
hilarious detail that I'll mention at the end. But so it was like 8:30 at night. I remember I was going to meet Austin at his house.
Yeah, so we all planned to
We all
just come over to
planned
my house really quickly.
Go to Austin's house and hang out. And so I'm driving around this corner near Dollar General.
Yep.
Near our church, and So it's 8:30 at night. So it's pretty dark. And then so I'm driving around this corner, and all of a sudden I see like these shadows, and I was like, what is that? And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh. And so this lane is splitting into 3 different lanes, and across the road are like these 6 homeless guys. And then I was like, what the heck? And I noticed there are human beings. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm like slowing down. But then there's just this one guy right in the middle of my lane. I was like, oh no. I hit the brake as hard as I could, but it wasn't good enough. And my front end of my car just hits this guy. And I was like, holy crap.
His head smashed.
His head went flying. Like my car hit his legs, and his entire front half went straight into my windshield.
And the windshield, like right where you look out of the windshield is where his head hit the windshield.
Yeah.
So if you weren't wearing your seatbelt and you went through the windshield,
this isn't some
That's
like
where your head
pebble.
would be.
This
Y'all-
ain't some
y'all would've
pebble that
just-
just hits your windshield. This is a full-on.
And I
head
just
crack
remember
the
his
windshield.
head just going straight in my windshield, and he's falls
disclaimer:
to the
guy
side.
was fine.
he
Like,
survived.
He's
Yes,
totally alive.
He's alive. He's alive. I hope. Well,
We wouldn't be.
he's homeless, so we don't know if he's alive. It's winter. But so I get out of the car. I'm like, dude, are you okay? And he's stuttering. He's mumbling all over. He's leaned up against my car. His head is cracked open. He's bleeding all over the place, and I'm like freaking out. So I call 911. I'm like, they answer. As soon as they answer, a cop car behind Dollar General comes rolling out. I'm on the phone. I'm like, I actually see a cop car. I see a police car right now. And they're like, go talk to them. Wave them down. I was like, you got it. So I waved the cop car down. They come over. They're making sure the guy's all right and talking to me, asking how it happened and stuff. And I explain it. And so the guy's wearing a maroon hoodie, right? Like dark maroon hoodie. So it was difficult to like that. I saw him at the last second, possibly to hit my brake.
Totally dark outside.
Totally dark. And so I was just explaining to
There's not even lights on this road either.
No, there's no lights.
There's no street. Like you're all dependent on your headlights.
Yeah, it's dark.
Absolutely. And so I was just explaining, and so the cop goes over to the guy, and by the way, so there's 6 homeless people that were with him. As soon as I told the guy, I'm like, hold on, don't move. I'm going to call 911. The homeless people.
Oh shoot!
started to scatter in the Dollar General parking lot. I thought that was a little funny, but
That is hilarious.
We gotta go.
So the guy was,
dude, I love you, but we gotta go.
and so the cop's talking to this guy, and she's like, "What's your name?" And he's like, "My name's Robert." I'm like, "Okay, Robert." And they're like, "What's in your jacket?" And this guy was hiding something in his jacket. So they pull it up. They pull it up, and it's a bottle of mouthwash. And it was half empty, or a quarter of the way full. So this guy was intoxicated.
Yeah.
Jaywalking. They were all jaywalking and intoxicated. And the cop just looked at me and was like, this happens way more often than you think.
God.
No
Gosh.
way, really?
Yeah.
Of people hitting.
Yeah.
I didn't remember.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know that actually.
Yeah,
You
the
didn't tell
cop
me
said
that.
that to me.
This is probably one of the worst intersections for jaywalking, especially
Oh
the
my gosh.
like
Yeah,
northbound
totally.
on that. Is
Yes.
that Butler or is that Vine? Or no, that's not
Broadway.
Vine.
Isn't that Broadway?
It's connected
Well,
to.
you're intersecting Butler but the street you're
Uh-huh.
on is it's that Hospital Road.
Yeah.
It
Oh,
might
yeah,
actually
yeah.
be is it Butler?
I think it's still
I think
considered
it's- yeah, I
Butler.
think
it's
it
considered
changes.
No, see, I thought it was Butler and Broadway.
Yeah,
In that road.
right.
Well,
It's right there on
it
Broadway
changes
though,
at
where
the
it
four-way
happened. For
stop.
Broadway
sure.
parallels
But
Main
that-
and San Juan.
You're right. You're
Yeah.
right. You're right.
Yeah, I think it's Butler until you get to that forward
Yes.
stop at the
Yes.
end.
Correct. Butler.
Okay.
Is that Butler all the
I
way?
think I still Butler.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
okay.
what I was saying.
Yeah. Because
we'll call it Butler.
KFC was just up the road, which is
Right.
on Butler. So
Yep.
there you go. Anyway, so yeah, the cops called the ambulance. The ambulance came, put him in. I was talking to the cop still, and the cop was like, "Hey," I'm like, "Is he gonna be okay?" She was like, "Well, he's drunk right now. he probably can't feel it." So,
Oh gosh.
and I'm like,
Might have been a good thing.
"Wow, yeah."
Yeah.
We
But,
like to think it was a good thing for Robert because it came face to face with God at that moment.
Yeah,
And
I like to think that
Well,
you
if it was
found
a wake
Jesus.
up call, yeah.
yeah, I
I'm
can't-
sure the dude had many voices in his head after this.
Oh, probably. Well, so it turns out I got the police report back. He didn't die. He broke, I believe it was 3 ribs or something.
Dang.
And yeah. So-
What
Oh,
what were you covered in?
here's the little detail. So I just came from youth, right?
Oh yeah.
And so the entire time this thing's happening, we just had a slime.
Yeah, we had a slime
We
war
had a
for our
slime
game.
war in youth, and I'm covered. My hair, everything. I was going to Austin's house to wash up, but I'm just covered in green slime, and all over my clothes, all over my face. And the cop is just like, "What are you? What's on here?" before they even talk to the guy, they're like, "Okay, what's going on?"
Yeah. All right, I see he's
I'm
on the
so
floor.
sorry.
What happened to you? Why is all this
Yeah,
green stuff
why-
on you?
What's this
What
green
is
stuff?
up with
I
you
was
right
like,
now?
Oh man.
I just remember I dropped off a youth kid, and then Austin called me. He's like, "Hey, Kevin just ran over a homeless guy."
Kevin
I was like,
calls me on the
Wait,
phone.
what?
No, you called me.
Or yeah, I call you. I'm like, hey, dude, like, where are you?
Uh-huh.
And you're just like, dude, like, I'm sorry, like, but I just ran over somebody, and I got to get off the phone. And then you just
Yeah.
hang up, and I was like, oh my god. And
Yeah, then Austin called me, and he's like, "Dude, I think Kevin just ran over somebody." I was like, "Whatever."
and then we were on our way. We met up, and we were on our way to actually
Uh-huh.
go to the intersection, and then we passed Kevin on the road.
Yeah, so I was driving to.
probably about 20 minutes after I talked to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
that was gnarly.
You know, and like literally that same intersection, like Lizzie and I were on our way to church one morning, and we stopped right there on Miller southbound, like that that last light before you cross the bridge.
Uh-huh.
And we just like, Lizzie like looks over to her right, and she just goes, "Oh God." And I look over, and there's just this lady sitting, like laying on the sidewalk right there having a seizure.
Oh
Oh.
my gosh.
And I was in the straight lane, and there's a lane to the right, I think, that go like
Yeah.
a right dedicated lane, or maybe I have that wrong. But I literally just pull right, go into this little dirt lot, and make a U-turn. And I'm about to call 911, and I saw a cop car right there, and so I just honk, super like just a bunch of times. And then I get right on the cop's tail, and I'm like roll down my window, and I'm like pointing, and then I just see the cop like flip on her siren, and she like hops into the like ongoing lane, and then pulls into another parking lot across the street, and like hops out and is like I like hop out. I'm like, we just saw like the lady like wasn't having a seizure anymore, but I was like, she was literally having a seizure like right like when we walked up. Like it
oh my
was
gosh.
probably the first time
Wow.
I've ever like witnessed a seizure, and it was bad, like convulsing, like
Yeah.
yeah. And
Dang.
there's some wild. I'm just saying, there's some wild stuff.
Yeah, there's
that
some wild
happens.
stuff that
Oh my
side of
gosh.
town.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, people don't think about it in Farmington, but it does happen here in town.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Some really just weird stuff. Like it's like middle of the day. Like another time I'm driving to church, I was like stopped at another red light on like Dustin and Apache, and I see like this guy, literally like maybe 100 feet like down the road, like drift onto Apache and just like gets in the like center lane and just books it down Apache, and then like turns onto Orchard, like drifts again. And I'm like, why do I find so much weird stuff happening before I go to church?
I don't know. That might be a sign.
Just crazy.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Yeah.
what
Sorry.
else
Yeah,
happened in your
what
year?
else happened?
That was a lot of talking about.
yeah, about that one accident.
But Robin
Um,
Hood, awesome.
So
Oh, yeah.
I'll talk a little about all the plays I was in this year. I was in my first musical this year,
Yeah.
Oliver.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So that was the first play of this year that I was in.
Over
first
there.
musical. Over there. I played a German doctor. So. Right after that got done, I remember I did something for a local theater company called TEA, and that was Tuesdays with Maury, and I was just a little. I was also a doctor, but like I had no lines, but I did it.
I didn't know
and I
about
loved
that
it.
one.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't. I didn't have like any real lines or anything.
Yeah, gotcha.
Like I wasn't a big part, but
You weren't a big deal. Just kidding.
but right after that, Robin Hood kicked off my summer.
That was so funny how you brought that up to me. You were just like, hey, so there might be a rumor going around that Robin Hood's coming this summer and I might be the role for it. He's like, oh, who started it? And that rumor might have been started by me.
So I started my own rumor. I just mentioned to a couple people I knew that were in TEA, the people who put on Robin Hood. I was like, I think I'm Robin Hood, guys.
That's brilliant, dude. Honestly,
that's an
like
awesome
that's a
way to
way
do
to
it.
get yourself into like some.
And you did a
some
great job
roles.
in that role too.
Thank
You
you.
did awesome, man.
And that was my most physical challenging role. Like I actually had to learn this sword fight. Like I had a total of 6 swords.
I remember going that second show, and there's like people behind me, and when who is it? Your
Tom?
buddy.
Or who?
Who's so there's Robin Hood, and then there's Little Bear, or no, not Little Bear.
Lil
what was I
Jon?
saying?
No,
Little John.
but
Yes, Little John, right? And then like he flipped you, and you just like straight up fell on your back.
oh yeah.
And just people behind me like, oh,
Oh, man.
I can't believe you did that.
Ooh.
and then the sheriff of Nottingham.
Oh,
We had a couple stunts where he actually kicks me in the chest and I fall on my back and on a completely wood platform. And he would legit kick me in the chest. Like when I fell, people gasped because it was real. And
Dang.
then there's this one night. So that was my biggest stunt, and I was prepared. I knew how to fall to a degree where I didn't really hurt myself. But there was one night where we missed a choreography part, and the sheriff hit me in the forehead with a sword. And it, luckily it didn't scar, but it was
Dang.
like, it almost bled. And like, you could, the audience was like, like,
Was
Should
this
we
the night that
call
we were
ER?
watching?
no,
Or?
no,
Oh, okay.
no, it was the night before.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Yeah, the night that we went, we took roses. And when the play was
Yeah.
over, we threw the roses at you.
yeah, I remember that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We love you, Kevin.
We love you. Yeah, just like 12 roses just thrown at you.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was Robin Hood, and then went right back to. I started school back again
Mm-hmm.
with my work study position at the college, and then I was Scrooge.
Oh,
in
yeah,
Christmas
Scrooge.
Carol. So and that was fun. Yeah. So busy year for plays, definitely, because these plays take a ton of my time, like nights. My
Right.
nights are gone if I'm in a play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
honestly sucks that you're like busy
know,
on
yeah.
plays.
Because I'm like, I can't have rehearsal.
Right? I
But,
can't.
So you
yeah.
on your wrist.
Yeah, I literally have a wristband that says I can't. I have as soon as I found this wristband, I was like, I say that so much.
Wait, what's it say?
So it says, I can't. I have rehearsal.
Straight up.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's exactly what it says. Yeah, it's so funny.
What the
I
heck?
can't- I have rehearsal. That's hilarious.
How come I've never seen that?
I don't know. Maybe you're never paying
I just
attention.
don't pay attention. Sorry. I'll
Let's-
pay attention 2020. How about that?
Thank you. That's a New Year's resolution.
New resolution.
But yeah, so that's pretty much my 2019. Busy with plays, loved
Nice.
it. Highly enjoyed it.
Awesome.
Nice. Yeah.
Have about in faith, like walking with Christ? Have you guys noticed anything for 2019?
Dude, I've definitely have grown a lot in the aspect of like just like spiritual maturity. I feel like I've grown a
Absolutely.
lot in that,
Yep.
and like how to really give and show grace even when it's hard to give and show.
Yeah.
Just to give it 24/7, no matter how the
Right.
person has hurt you or wronged you, just to really show it and give it. I've definitely have grown a lot in those two aspects.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think just for me, I started this plan of trying to read the Bible each day for 15 minutes, like
Oh,
on,
good,
on
good.
one of those chronological plans on the Bible app.
Nice.
Not, I'm probably about 200 days behind, but but
gosh.
I am trying hard to like, keep going at it. So right now I'm stuck in Leviticus. I'm actually almost done. I probably got like 3 more chapters left to get into Deuteronomy.
Nice.
Is it Numbers or Deuteronomy that's after Leviticus?
Uh,
I think it's Deuteronomy.
Gosh, maybe Deuteronomy, right? But either way, I think for me, 2020, just keep reading, keep learning,
Mhm.
keep depositing that Bible.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yep.
For me, I would say I'm definitely studying a lot more. I would say, like
Yeah.
I try to, no matter what, I try to read my Bible every day. But how much time I devote to that is definitely changing for me. Like I would say I spend. This year I've been trying to study a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
right now, I'm actually in a study that I really like, and it's how to grow in and what a biblical manhood looks like.
Nice.
So that's what I'm going through, and yeah, that's pretty much.
I think for me, like, I've been trying to, more recently too, like, looking, like, I've been watching, like, a lot of, like, apologetics, like, talks and
Mhm.
stuff like
Yeah,
that
definitely.
of, like Nabil Qureshi, or I honestly don't really know how to say his name.
You sound
that
amazing
sounded
saying
good,
it, though.
though.
Yeah, you sound really good saying it.
Sound
I would've-
confident.
Nabil Qureshi.
That sounds great.
Dude, you're nailing it right
Yeah,
now.
dude, that's his name.
You're nailing it.
But yeah, like he was like he's this guy. If you haven't seen, like, he's done, this is a number of years ago that he did this, but he wrote a book on it too, and it was called Seeking Allah, Finding Jesus. And I think that the way that he approaches Christianity was a really fresh, like, way to look at the religion as a whole. And I think, like, approaching it in that way has been good for me. I think a lot of people need to do that as well.
Yeah.
And, reading the Bible in context of, its era, and, like, really considering, like, more factors other than, like, it's written in the Bible. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
but, I've been, like, reading, more of the New Testament, like, trying to get through, a lot of, like, the New Testament, and then, kind of take it back and, like, look through the Old Testament, and probably just start with Genesis. And then hopefully I can just kind of find a way to, bounce the two and, read the whole Bible
Yep.
almost in context of the teachings and things like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Which has kind of been just a new approach, because in my childhood, like, we would read the Bible every night before bed with my dad when I was really little, and we probably read it. Like, we've read the whole thing, and, as a kid, but I was a kid.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
it's,
By the
Yeah,
way,
that's what-
you take new looks on it, especially when you
Oh, yeah,
reach
yeah.
adulthood, just because you're actually, you have something to, like, apply it to.
Right.
Whereas like you're not gonna get all of these concepts like as a child.
Right.
So trying to really just take it into context.
Yeah.
So my Mac just hit 5% on its battery.
All right.
Roasted
I think
60%
that's a good way
in an
to wrap
hour.
it up.
Woo! So
Well, guys, it was a great year to be with
Great
y'all.
year.
Great year. 2019.
Can't wait
Good
for
year.
2020.
Can't
Dude,
wait.
we're going to get a house.
Oh,
you guys are
we
getting a
2020.
house
We are
Straight
getting a
up.
house 2020.
It's going to be great.
Better.
next week.
Next week.
Another
in the
next
house.
week.
And I want to say, I think like, coming into the new year, like these first, 3 episodes have really just been us like getting more of a feel for like doing
Right.
this and stuff. And,
Mhm.
we have plans like where I want to do one where we bring in other photographers like Kaylee, and just find a few people to like really talk about like photography and art and things
Yeah.
like that. And I think everybody's
Bring
sitting at this
Cheeks in.
table. Yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Cheeks.
Cheeks.
We
gotta
can
bring
honestly
Cheeks
get a
on.
long list of people at this table.
Yeah.
Cheeks is one of the reasons why I am in photography.
Right.
Too, so, yeah.
Yeah, back when you got that 7D and he gave you that 50.
He just opened up my eyes to it. I was just like, oh man, we're about to have some fun.
And then also, we're going to do like some more podcasts where we actually have like a really like set topic that we're
Mhm.
talking about, whereas like these
Get
ones
more
have
in
just been
depth with like faith
faith
topics
and
stuff.
Absolutely.
But I think this podcast is just a way for each person at this table to bring something that they want to talk about, and then
Yeah.
we all talk about it, and we bring in our own perspectives.
Exactly.
We each all have a lot of similarities,
Yep.
and we also have a lot that identifies us like individually as well, which I think is cool. So you can definitely expect, just more of that
For sure.
coming into the new year.
I would like to do like 2 episodes a month. if we
I
can
think
start getting
I
on
think
a
we're looking
routine
at
of
2
that.
episodes a month, and I think especially because we've recorded these 3 when literally like none of us had anything to do other
Yeah.
than like family events
Yeah,
and
yeah.
stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's been easy to record. I'm sure that we'll feel a little more pressure once everybody's working
For sure.
every
It's
night.
already a lot of work too.
It already is.
Yep.
It is.
We'll get used to it though, and
Worth it.
but yeah, I think
Worth
you
it.
guys could expect about 2 episodes a month. So,
Dope.
Jared, you want to sign us out?
Sign us up.
Signing out, guys.
Peace out, bros.
Peace out.
Happy New Year.
This has been
Love you.
Blank Podcast because we don't know yet.
Money.
Hey, right now we're standing as muddy water.
Muddy Water Podcast. If you have a better name,
Drop
drop
a
it in the
comment
comment.
below.
Drop the
We
comment
might
below.
use your idea,
Yeah.
and who knows? You might get a T-shirt out of it.
T-shirt,
We
sticker.
might make some
Who
t-shirts.
knows?
Oh, that's a great idea.
Stickers, yeah. So,
All right.
All right.
Alright, guys.
Cool.
Happy New
Peace
Year.
out.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Bye.
Peace out, Brett.
Peace out.